Disney has tons of romantic films, and when people think about romance and Disney, they might think about Disney princesses. But what if I told you that, in my opinion, the most romantic Disney film ever is about dogs? Let's talk about it. Hey networkers, before we get going, if you're into geeky Disney content, whether it be about analyzing characters or giving you the history of stories or attractions at the theme parks, make sure to hit subscribe. Or if you want to know when a video goes live, hit the bell right next to the subscribe button so you don't miss anything and that you can follow us on our journey to, 1 million subscribers or something. Maybe more, hopefully. But let's jump into romance, and before we get talking about the film I think is the most romantic, Lady and the Tramp, I want to tell you a little bit about Snow White or Aurora or Cinderella. In all of the Disney princess movies, especially in the early years, there are only a few moments between the prince and the princess. Usually they meet, maybe they sing a song together, they kiss, and they get married. And that's really it. They don't have the nitty-gritty of what true romance is. And in my opinion, some of these films, like a Snow White, isn't really about her and her love story. It's more about her overcoming a villain and meeting the 7 dwarves. For Cinderella, it's overcoming her evil stepmother. In the movie Sleeping Beauty, the movie's not even really about Aurora all that much. It's really about the fairies and Maleficent. But in 1955, Walt Disney released Lady and the Tramp, and it was a film way ahead of its time, and it really was Disney's first true romance film. You can compare Lady and the Tramp to Shakespearean romances like Romeo and Juliet, where two people seemingly from different parts of the world come together and embrace each other despite their differences and despite the places that they come from. When we meet Lady, she's small, petite, pretty, and is taken care of in a nice suburban neighborhood, and she's never left the outside of her front yard or backyard or the home that she's lived in. She doesn't know any other humans besides the owners that she has, and she only knows a few neighborhood dogs who try to teach her about the outside world, but to no avail. She's ignorant, and it's understandable. When Tramp comes along, he can't really offer that pampered life, or even really know what that pampered life is like. He's a street dog, he's poor, he's never really had a home. But what he does have is personality and street smarts, knowing how to survive in tough situations. Throughout the entire film, Tramp not only protects himself but others from being caught by dog catchers, and that will play hugely into the importance of Lady and Tramp's romance. Once Tramp meets Lady, their romance begins, and they don't show kisses or marriage. They show two people, or dogs in this case, bonding. They show them growing together. They show them learning about each other. Sure, those moments like a first kiss, a first dance, first movie, engagement, marriage, those are all moments that are special and that you want to keep. But real romance is about the day-to-day life, and it's about bonding, connecting, and growing together. When Lady ends up outside of her neighborhood because of the circumstances of their owners leaving, a babysitter not really watching what Lady's doing, and her getting into trouble, Tramp is the one that ends up protecting her and saving her when she gets lost. And of course we can't talk about Lady and the Tramp and romance without talking about the spaghetti dinner scene. That scene is iconic, and it shows in one instance what a beautiful date can be. Two people together, even in a back alleyway behind a spaghetti restaurant, can have an enjoyable time. And the funny, silly moments that they have together, with her learning how to slurp a noodle and him sharing the last meatball with her, shows that they're growing, and that these two dogs who didn't know each other now seemingly want to be together and want to bond together. When Tramp goes to chase off some hens, Lady is no longer protected and is caught by the dog catcher. At the pound, she learns a bit more about Tramp's backstory. Not only has he been evading the dog catcher pretty well, but he's also had multiple girlfriends over time, and it isn't that hard to believe that Lady would feel like maybe she's not the one. When Tramp and her finally meet back up together, they have this argument, and really she believes that maybe the better days are behind her. But even in a time when she doesn't want to be with Tramp, he shows that he can change and adapt He protected her at the beginning of their relationship from the mean streets. But when a rat comes to terrorize the baby of her family, he comes marching back to help when he hears her bark. He sneaks into her family's home, and he makes sure that he kills the rat so that he saves the baby and her family. Even in a place where he would get into trouble, he might get hurt, he takes that chance. He's no longer the streetwise dog evading the dog catcher. He's somebody going right into the thick of things, even if it's going to hurt him, just because he wants to show his love and devotion to Lady. Tramp shows that he can be selfless, and she forgives him in showing that selflessness. And in that moment, they get over this rocky bump that may have strained their relationship. It's something that anybody who's been in a relationship for a long time knows about. You go through those bumps in life. You go through those hurdles, but you get over them together. Lady and the Tramp is such a great film, and the use of dogs in this role is so characteristic. I don't think that Walt Disney or Disney Animation could have told this story with humans. It would have been too serious, maybe people wouldn't buy it. But for some reason, these two dog characters, and all the dog characters in this film, but specifically Lady and Tramp, really showcase what love can be and what it should be. Romance isn't about first kisses, or engagements, or getting married. Romance is about living with each other day to day, getting over bumps, and growing together. And that's what makes Lady and the Tramp the most romantic film in Disney history. If you like this video and you want to see more, make sure to check out the rest of our YouTube page. You can check out the links below. All of our social media stuff is down there, as well as a link to network1901.com, where you can find all of our podcasts. We release 3 a week, and our shop if you want to check out a t-shirt, maybe a design that you might like, and maybe you might get it as a gift for your loved one. Just maybe, who knows. But until next time, keep on moving, people.